Welcome to KeepItReal Studios, the only channel on YouTube that keeps it real.
The UFC lightweight division is currently at an all-time high. We have top-level prospects, top-level contenders, and just overall the pound-for-pound champion in Islam Makhachev. Every fighter in the lightweight division is world-class, high-level, and just have a unique style to them. And in today's video, I'm just going to kind of mix and match the whole lightweight division, because currently it seems like the UFC doesn't know what to do with the top-level fighters. Starting off at number 5, we have El Diamante, Dustin Poirier. It's no surprise that Dustin Poirier has stated countless times that he's ready to retire and leave the UFC. And in this last matchup, he wants legends only. Since Dustin Poirier has been in the UFC for so long, and he's just had amazing bangers every time he steps foot in the octagon, I think it's only fair to give him that request that he wants. When it comes to Dustin Poirier, I believe there's only 2 matchups you can make. So starting off, you have the rumored BMF matchup with Max Holloway. Max Holloway recently just moved up to 155, and when we seen him move up last time, he went up against Justin Gaethje and knocked him out in a spectacular fashion. So to see Max Holloway and Dustin Poirier go at it one last time will be super interesting. And I believe this will be both good for their careers. And if you think about it, if Dustin Poirier beats Max Holloway, he would have beat Max Holloway 3 times. And who else has done that? Alexander Volkanovski. So definitely it will be something truly interesting. If we're focusing on another matchup that Dustin Poirier could have, arguably I do believe this is the better matchup, and what everybody would like to see instead will be Dustin Poirier versus Justin Gaethje 3. There's no ifs and buts. These two are tied 1-1. You know, Dustin Poirier knocked him out, Justin Gaethje knocked him out. These two amazing fighters, technical brawlers, always put on a performance. You know, instead of leaving it at 1-1, just fight each other. Justin Gaethje has mentioned countless times that he doesn't really want to put his family through that, and he's okay with just them being tied. But relatively, this makes both sense for both fighters, and those who I believe Dustin Poirier should fight. Moving up to the number 4 position, we have Max Holloway. Relatively, how I was stating last time, him versus Dustin Poirier will be a fun matchup, which I do think it will, and it's most likely rumored and it's probably will happen and go down. But I truly believe a more exciting matchup for Max Holloway in the lightweight division will be Max Holloway versus Charles Oliveira. And these two relatively already have history. Max Holloway and Charles Oliveira fought years ago. This is when they were both in the featherweight division, and this was around the time when Charles Oliveira was known to be a quitter. So the match kind of ended in an anticlimactic way. So seeing these two fighters step foot and fight each other in the lightweight division, not necessarily in their primes, but still as high-level elite fighters. And as I see this match going up, I don't really know how it's going to go down. I'm kind of 50% Oliveira and I'm kind of 50% Max. So this will be a truly interesting stylistic matchup to see go down between Charles Oliveira and Max Holloway. In the number 3 position, we have Justin the Highlight Gaethje. So Justin Gaethje is recently coming off a win over Rafael Fiziev, and he's automatically calling for a title shot, which makes no sense to me. I truly believe that Justin Gaethje does not deserve a title shot, because if you look at the stats, he's already had 2 title shots, while Charles Oliveira, the former champion, only has 1. Arman Tsarukyan has 0, and they're all above him, which makes no sense to me. So if we're looking at Justin Gaethje, I do believe he has 3 matchups. One I've already mentioned, him versus El Diamante, Dustin Poirier to close off the trilogy. Him versus Dan Hooker. I truly believe that was an exciting matchup. I truly think they could actually rebook that matchup. I feel like there's a lot of holes in Justin Gaethje's game that Dan Hooker can exploit, and there's also a lot of holes in Dan Hooker's game that Gaethje could exploit. So I feel like that'll be a very stylistically fun, exciting banger to go on. Another fight that a lot of people are calling out recently will be Paddy Pimblett versus Justin Gaethje. But seeing with Paddy's last performance up against Michael Chandler, he was truly put on a show. And I do think Paddy Pimblett versus Justin Gaethje would be very interesting to go down in the lightweight division. And also, side note, I feel like Paddy Pimblett versus Dan Hooker would actually be a very fun fight too. I haven't really heard too much people talk about it, but I think that stylistically that would be a very interesting matchup too as well. If we're focusing on the number 2 ranked lightweight in the world, we have Charles the Bronx Oliveira. So now this is where it gets interesting. A lot of people are saying that Charles Oliveira should get a title shot, and I don't think so. I truly believe that Charles Oliveira does not deserve a title shot. Charles Oliveira is coming off a win over Michael Chandler. You have to remember, Michael Chandler hadn't fought in 2 years and went 5 rounds with Charles Oliveira. And we just see what Paddy Pimblett did to Michael Chandler. So if Charles Oliveira deserves a title shot, that's basically saying just give the title shot to Paddy Pimblett too as well. I know Charles Oliveira didn't really get his second title shot and second title opportunity. That's why I do believe that he should be next in line for like a number one contender position. I'm thinking Charles Oliveira versus Arman Tsarukyan, 2 5-rounder. Because the first match was relatively super close at UFC 300. So I would definitely love to see Arman Tsarukyan versus Charles Oliveira go at it one more time. Or even Charles Oliveira like a Max Holloway, like I mentioned earlier, just for the BMF title. That would be definitely a fun fight for Charles Oliveira's career. And in the number one position, we have Arman Tsarukyan. So relatively, Arman Tsarukyan versus Charles Oliveira is a very good matchup, like I was just saying. I truly think Arman Tsarukyan definitely kind of messed up when he did make weights, and that kind of ruined his opportunities for a title shot. I truly believe he's the most deserving out of anyone in the lightweight division currently. But the way it is, I truly believe he needs to get back in the good graces of the UFC. So relatively, there are multiple matchups you can actually make on Arman Tsarukyan. The Charles Oliveira matchup is very good, but I feel like there's another matchup that I haven't really heard anyone talking about. Gamrot versus Arman Tsarukyan. Because if you look at it, Mateusz Gamrot has a win over Arman. Nobody wants to talk about it, and I haven't really seen anyone bring it up. So relatively, I feel like Arman just needs to have one more win, then get the title shot opportunity. I truly believe he deserves it the most, but ever since he did make weight, I feel like he needs to kind of get back in the good graces. And he already lost to Gamrot in a very close matchup, so I do think it'll be very entertaining to see those two run it back. Now, before we get to the champion himself, there is somebody by the name of Ilia that we do need to talk about. So Ilia has truly stepped into the lightweight division that's kind of caused chaos for absolutely everybody. A lot of people are saying that Ilia should just be put in a title fight with Islam. And relatively, I get it. It would be a fun, stylistic matchup, and it's probably one of the most exciting matchups to see. These two fighters are red hot, physical peaks, and you can actually see it going both ways for both fighters. So it would be a fun match to see Ilia go up against Islam Makhachev. Stylistically be a very fun and exciting matchup. But personally, I would actually like to see Ilia fight somebody else instead of going up to Islam. Ilia has stated himself countless times he either wants to go up against Islam or Charles Oliveira. And I feel like that's a very fun matchup. Charles Oliveira versus Ilia this will be a very nasty matchup. And I really want to see this match go down because I truly see Ilia beating Charles Oliveira. And not only beating him, I can see him knocking him out. And I truly feel like this would be very exciting to just witness in Ilia career. Because if you look at the stats, Ilia knocked out Volk, knocked out Max, moved up to the lightweight division, knocked out Charles Oliveira. That's one of the craziest resumes right there. Whether or not he beats Islam afterwards doesn't even matter. I feel like just going up against Charles Oliveira and beating him would be something amazing for his resume. Another matchup you can make with Ilia would definitely be Ilia versus Arman Tsarukyan. I truly believe that'd be a very fun, exciting matchup. It'll be a perfect way to get Arman back in the good grades, and it would be a good challenge for Ilia himself. I do believe Ilia versus Dustin Poirier would be a dog fight. I would love to see that fight go down. But let's be honest, it's more like a fantasy matchup. But relatively, the best options for Topuria would definitely be Oliveira, Arman, or Islam. Now, moving on to the champion, the number one pound for pound himself, Islam Makhachev. If I had to give Islam Makhachev a matchup fight, it would either be up against Topuria, Arman, or just move up to the welterweight division and claim the belt. Go for that double champion status. Because I truly think that Islam needs to stop playing around. Who cares if Bilal is the champion or not? It doesn't matter if he's the champion. It doesn't matter if it's your friend. You really want that legacy? Go chase him, man. Relatively, you guys can fight and hug it out afterwards. It doesn't even matter. I'm personally not even a fan of double champions. I feel like it takes up way too much space in the division, you know. It's not even good for a fighter to be cutting weight up and down so much, and it just holds up each division. I don't even really like it personally. But if you really want to chase the legacy, just go up, face Bilal, face JDM. It doesn't matter who has the belt. Just get your championship and walk off into the sunset. But overall, that'll be kind of it for today's video. The UFC has been playing around a little bit too much with the lightweight division. There's been so many fun and exciting matchups, and I just wanted to kind of make this video today, just kind of tell you what are the best matchups that could go down for the top 5 ranked lightweights in the world. But that'll be it for today's video. Thank you all so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And don't forget to keep it real.